What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another video, reporting to you live from Guadalajara, Mexico. And today I'm going to tell you how I got my residency in Mexico and how you can too. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so first I'm going to tell you about how I got my residency, which is one of the most straightforward ways to do it. And basically I've been coming to Mexico since 2018 on and off. And, I just made my decision that I want to stay here. So I believe it was last year in 2021 where the government came up with this program for people who like staying here for their 6 months tourist visa but want to stay longer, a more practical way for them to get their residency so you don't have to border hop and do all that stuff. So basically it's called the RNE and literally means to be a registered foreigner nationally. So basically this program allows for you to apply for your residency while in Mexico. No need to go to a consulate, nothing like that. You apply for this residency, and the process is straightforward. You pay 3 separate payments, and one is going to be, because the situation is you have to overstay your visa purposely in order for you to qualify. So once you stay over 2 days or however many days when your tourist visa expired, and you show them the proof, your FMM card or the stamp in your passport, and at the immigration office, of course, let them know, hey, I'm interested in RNE. They give you the paperwork, you pay these fees at the bank, come back, and then boom, 4-year residency or 2-year residency. So they have them in different ones. So that's how I got mine. I had to purposely overstay and be irregular because they call it regularizing your status. So that's how I got mine. Some of you, if you're in Mexico already, you may qualify for it. If this may seem practical to you as well, you can qualify for it. You don't need a lawyer. You can go and do it yourself if you speak good Spanish. And yeah, so mine was pretty straightforward. And next we'll be getting into the other types that are available. So there are several different types of visas that you can obtain here in Mexico. And I'm gonna give you a few of them. Now, these are not the exact names, but I'm gonna basically tell you what it entails and how to qualify for them. And I will link the actual website. It's called INM, which is the immigration website for Mexico. I'm gonna link that in the video so you all can check it out if you're interested in residency. So now there are different residencies that you can get. One of them being like the one I told you about, the RNE, the one that I qualified for. And another one, which this one is that one that I qualified for is the newest of the program. And then there are other residencies like temporary residence, permanent residence, or if you get sponsored to work. So you'd be working sponsored by a Mexican company. And basically, temporary residence, you renew. And then I believe after 4 years, you can automatically get your permanent. And after that, it's good forever. You never have to renew it again. Now, the temporary residency I got was 4 years. So yeah, you do that, you're all good to go. There are different ones like 2 years, 1 year, depending on what you want or what you're trying to do. I would suggest if you want to give it a solid year and figure out if Mexico's a place you want to live, I would go with the 1 year and just stay here for a year, see if it's really what you want. And if it is, renew it for something higher until you're able to get to the permanent residency if you decide you want to stay here. So then that's one. Now, another way to get it is by providing financial means. For example, if you're retired or if you are working, I forget the name of it. I know I should have been better prepared, but there's a financial visa where you show your monthly earnings and you can apply for residency and get it under this program. So that's one of them. And then one if you're retired and you can just show that you're getting a certain amount of income every month. That's another different type of visa that's on there as well. So, and the last one is if you get hired by a Mexican company, that gives you the permission to work and reside in Mexico. And with all these visas, residencies rather, you have the ability to live like a normal everyday Mexican. You can register for healthcare. You can open up a bank account, maybe more than one. You could buy a car, register a car, get your driver's license in any state in Mexico. So there are some good benefits to those things. So definitely within any of those, you have but wait a minute. One that you don't have the right to work. And if you're a digital nomad or you have your own business from registered in another country, really doesn't matter, is the residencies that are not specified for work. So for example, just pure residence. With pure residence, you can open up bank accounts, qualify for all the other stuff, just can't legally work in Mexico. But that's okay. I mean, if you're working online like me, I'm working online, it's quite fine, you know. And the good thing is like all your money's going into Mexico anyway if you're living here, so you're helping out the economy, and you know, it's a win-win situation. So I'm gonna put the links to all of these in the video so you all can check them out and see if you're interested which one works good for you or which one would think would be best. Or you can always go the tourist visa route. You stay here for 6 months, kind of feel it out, maybe come back if you want and see if it's really something you want. But yeah, those are the residencies that are available. Now, I'm going to break down to you next how you go about applying. Now, all of your appointments are made online and at the INM website, which I'm going to link in the description. And basically, you go on there, you give them your full name, you can see what available appointments there are to go there. Now, if you're in another country, you would have to go to a Mexican consulate. So let's say you're already in your country, but you intend to come to Mexico to stay. You would have to do it outside of Mexico and go to your consulate, go online, make the next, and you do it online as well with the consulate. They do the online appointments. You make it for whatever's available. You bring your paperwork, do what you got to do, and then, you make it happen. If you're already here and you're doing the RNE like I did, you do not need to leave Mexico. And I believe there's some other ones that you do not need to leave Mexico as well. They're making this quite easy. Instead of you border hopping, doing all that, why not just, you want to stay here anyway, right? Why not just become a resident, get the benefits, and your money goes into Mexico no matter what? So, these are great, really great programs. So basically you apply all online, you go online for whatever one you want, you make the appointment, you see if they're going to tell you everything that you need. They're going to give you an interview. You may need to go back more than once. I know for me, I had to go back several times because, the first appointment, this was in January of this year, in 2022. The next appointment wasn't until February, the end of February. Went to that one thinking I'm going to get it in my hand like they told me. I don't know, you got to come back because the machine that prints the cards is not working, or they were waiting for the cards to come from Mexico City. So mind you, if you saw my other video, it could be very bureaucratic over here. But at the end of the day, the process is not difficult. You just need to be patient. And in a little while after that, you'll get your residency. So that's the basic breakdown on getting residency here in Mexico. If you're earning euros, dollars, whatever, this is going to favor you very well. And yeah, you still keep your income coming from the higher currency, and you get the good life of living here in Mexico. So I believe these are the way to go if you want to stay here for long term. All right, so that's the basic breakdown on getting your visa here in Mexico. And if you're really interested in, coming to live here, I highly recommend it. I really do. It's definitely worth the time. The money, it's not, if you think about it, what you would pay to stay here, if you want to stay here long term, it's completely worth it. And you can come in and out of the country as many times as you like. There's no restrictions. So if you are a resident of Mexico, you can go and come as you please, no problem. Just make sure, because if you have a foreign passport, obviously you're going to, if you're going to be a resident here, that before you leave to take your flight out of Mexico, you go to the little booth where the immigration is and get the stamp and like a little signature. It's a formality because you don't have a Mexican passport, and even though you do have your residency card, they still ask for it. So I learned the hard way, and I was just able to get my flight a couple months ago when I was going back to the US to visit, and I had to run literally on the other side of the airport. But anyway, so now you know that. But outside of that, really quickly, let me show you what it looks like. So it'll be looking like this, okay? And whether it's permanent or temporary, it's gonna be the same. This green color right here, and yeah. And it was cool. I was like, oh, I got my residency. But yeah, that's a breakdown. Hope you all enjoyed it. Like the video if the content was useful. Subscribe. I got a lot more content coming. And check out my other videos before. Thank you again for clicking on my video, liking it. And all you out there, take care. And I'll catch you in the next video.